So my name's Ian, I am 42 and I live in Derby in the United Kingdom. I like doing with my family is walking at weekends, and we're about an hour from the Peak District, and it's really good being able to get out and get into the countryside and get into the fresh air, and there's lots of fantastic walking and fantastic scenery and countryside on our doorstep here. Early experiences with the guitar, growing up in the 80s, I think guitar music wasn't as mainstream as it became in the 90s. So sort of moving into my teens in the early 90s is where guitar really started to get into my consciousness. And a big early thing I remember is Freddie Mercury dying and the Freddie Mercury tribute concerts, seeing all of those amazing artists. And Queen for me very early was a big influence in getting into guitar, and then from there it moved more into metal and Iron Maiden and Motorhead and Metallica. I didn't start playing particularly early. For me, I was 16 when I owned my first guitar. I remember going around and sitting with a friend who played guitar and him showing me how to play Nothing Else Matters without fretting anything and Smoke on Water. And that was really when I thought, this isn't that difficult. Maybe this is something that I can do myself and I can get into. So relatively, I think, compared to my friends at school, I was somewhat of a late starter. It wasn't really until I hit my late 30s, early 40s that I felt I'm actually getting to a reasonable standard. So I think the message to everybody is it's never too late to start, and there's always a level you can get to that's meaningful to yourself and that works for you. I was suffering really badly with insomnia, and it led me to talking to a therapist, and the one thing she said to me, I can see all these guitars behind you on the video. Just play guitar, so that'll be a massive help. And so what I focused on was, whereas previously I'd been pushing myself and playing stuff that was quite complex, is just simplifying things, playing things that I enjoy playing, that makes me smile, and not getting too hung up in what I'm playing, just playing for the sake of it. And it really helped me get over the struggles I was going through and get back to normality and starting to enjoy myself again. The other thing I have been doing is I've been making sure that I set aside an hour of my day for lunch, and what that gives me is it gives me a break from work, but it also gives me 30 minutes where if I'm having a particularly tough day, I can pick up a guitar. I can not necessarily play for the sake of improving, just play for the sake of playing, and it lets the stresses from the morning go away and lets me recover and sets me up then for the afternoon. So playing guitar, it's only for me, and it's a chance to get away from work pressures, family and life pressures, and just take some time for yourself and focus on something, and whether it's getting in deep and learning something new and challenging yourself and pushing yourself, or it's playing for the sake of playing and just playing to enjoy yourself. It's a chance to unwind, it's a chance to de-stress, and it has been nothing but a benefit in my life. For me, it was a case of, I knew Licklibrary previously, I knew them from the DVDs, and what I like about Licklibrary and how it fits into my life is I find that the videos are all broken up into nice chunks. It's not like it was in the days of the DVDs where you've got 45 minutes of material and you're flicking backwards and forwards. You can find a 10-15 minute lesson that directly applies to what you want to achieve at the minute, and you can do that, and you can do it well, and you don't need to do anything else that day. And certainly for me, a lot of the 10-15 minute technique and theory videos are what I go looking for. And also, if you've got a song that you knew and you've not played it for a while, how does this go? It can sometimes be easier to go on Licklibrary and just watch the video and watch somebody show it you, just to get you refreshed on how it is you play something. So that's how I tend to use it. It's short bursts regularly, and that's the benefit of the website and having access to all of the content that's on there.